I think one of the funnest things I've done this year is being a little girl growing up, going to college, and becoming an artist. Yes, I mean that 100%. And no, obviously not in real life, but in this new game, Unpacking. Hey there, it's Alec, and this is Alec Who Plays This. Okay, I really don't know the best way to say that, so I'm still working on the title and the way to say it. Hey, I'm a former game store manager where I just go online now and I just review games and kind of tell you what I liked about it and maybe convince you to play it or maybe convince you not to play it. Here's my review of Unpacking. Available now on Xbox and PC and on Xbox Gamepass. Unpacking is an environmental storytelling game where you do exactly that. You unpack boxes. You play as a girl who just grows up in different stages of her life, and it's through unpacking boxes, through placing things, and seeing what new objects come at new stages of life, that you get a story told to you and you really grow up with this character. Gameplay is taking things out and putting them where you want it. Every book on the shelf, you're going to put there, and you're going to put what order. Your teddy bears and stuffed animals, put them up there wherever you want. Oh, our trophies, our soccer ball, put it wherever you need. It's your room. But that also changes as you grow up and you get roommates and you got to deal with their stuff, and they're the messy kind. And so you got to navigate, okay, how do we all share a space? And you got to put your stuff where you want it. But you also see, oh, I have some new stuff now. And you start seeing, oh, I guess this is our new passion. Oh, did we get a job? That's the story. It's the things that you unpack. It also does a really good job of the real life unpacking experience. At some point, you have all this stuff, and you're like, okay, let me just take everything out of the box and then I'll decide where they go. Or you're in the living room and you're like, wait a second, why is the toilet paper in this box? So what do? You gotta run to the other side of the house and you gotta put the toilet paper or the shampoo up. Oh, there's some boxes in the bathroom, that looks small. Why don't I just do this box while I'm here? And you get distracted from your original box. You have a really fun time doing this game and doing these things. So it's through these different phases of life that you start seeing your character grow up, and that's how you receive the story. I explained earlier the different passions, but that's really what it is, because you won't have the same items back and forth, and sometimes you do have the same items. There's also some puzzle mechanics where certain items do have to be in certain places. Like, for example, you can't just put the plates in the bathroom. You can't put all your teddy bears on the floor. You can't put your game system in the washing room. And yes, you need to hang up your clothes or fold them. You got to do something with them. And there are also some key items that have to go in key places that really do some story beats that I actually love. So it does become a puzzle in that way. Another fun feature is when you're done, you can take pictures of each individual room. And you have this little photo album from when you were a kid that really kind of gives the thoughts of what your character is thinking and what you're going through. It's also in that you start seeing growth. There's also this cool feature where there's a time lapse where it'll make a whole video or even a GIF that you can download. It'll re-show the process that you just went through, and that's very satisfying because you're like, wow, they condensed my whole 20-minute experience into 2 or 3. But you know what makes it also very calming is the sounds. I think everything sounds exactly what you expect them to, which is also a hint of where these are supposed to go. You really get the mood of what's going on in your life. It's in this game that I started seeing myself, to be honest, that I've gone through a hard time and I've gone through exciting times. Moving is cool when you get a new space. But moving is hard when you have to move, or you're at a hard part of your life, where you're unsure, where you don't understand things, or maybe you didn't want to move. Sometimes the move is awesome, and you're like, you know what? I'm ready to take things on. You have it all organized or prepared, and you start envisioning yourself. I envision myself in these spaces, and I'm definitely not an artist. It's just an overall good time. You really get a story of what it means to grow up, of what things mean to you, what makes you happy, of what hurts, and where things go. Maybe you just like decorating. Maybe you don't pick up on some of the nuanced stories. There's even these little challenges where I put the hairdryer in the shower, not because I wanted to hurt myself, because I needed to put this up, and I got a small achievement for it. Here's a thing that I can do with these blocks. It's just such a cute and it's a fun game. To tell you the truth, it's one of the top games I've played this year. It's an experience that I really kind of wish other people would do. To see storytelling in this way, to see what games are. I liked it because it reminds me of what I like in games. That we use them as vehicles to tell these larger stories in a way that's different from just sitting down. But you get to be a part of the story. But in such a way where it's not super out there, there's no dialogue. It's not super obvious, but it's for you to dig in and for you to have realization of what's going on, and maybe you realize a few things about yourself. So if I were to review this game, I'd give it a very fun, very calm, very satisfying, amazing game. I'd give it an awesome experience out of 100. I'm Alec Who, and I hope that you play this game, and I hope you enjoyed it. as much as I have. Thanks.